The name of the game now is speed. Gusts to 70 miles per hour. It doesn't quit. This is one heck of a historic, record-breaking storm.
I could see all the glows in the sky. It looked like the Blitz or something.
It's my house. I'm in the same boat as everybody else. So it's sort of like a death.
It's almost as bad as 9/11, personally, for me.
The level of devastation at the Jersey Shore is unthinkable.
The force of the water came over so high, it blew out the bricks. A lot of stuff that we really don't want to be around, especially when it's being blown around.
All of Broad Channel right now appears to us to be underwater. This is already by far much worse than Hurricane Irene ever got here.
Our Pix 11 reporters 12 months ago battling the hell and high water of Superstorm Sandy. Homes were washed away, blown to bits or burned to the ground. Entire towns looked like they'd been hit by the worst weapon imaginable. Over the next 30 minutes, we're taking a look back at where we've been, where we are today, and the long road to recovery that still lies ahead. Hello, and thanks for joining us for this Pix 11 special Hell and High Water 1 year later. I'm Tamsen Fidel.
I'm Scott Stanford. This week marks 1 year since Superstorm Sandy, one of the deadliest, most destructive, and most expensive storms ever. Hundreds of New Yorkers and New Jerseyans were left with literally nothing but the clothes on their backs. Many aren't all that much better off today. Now, 12 months since Sandy, our reporters have revisited the hardest hit communities for a look back and a look forward. Sandy killed 117 people in the United States, mostly in New York. It was the second costliest in history, more than $65 billion in damage. The Jersey Shore was ground zero, hit with a 1-2 punch. First the storm and its unbelievable destruction, then months into the recovery, the fire on the boardwalk. We're going to take you to Breezy Point, the flood and the flames, the neighborhood that burned to the ground during the storm, and where they stand today. And to Long Beach on Long Island. We've heard people there tell us that it was as bad for them or worse than 9/11. Today, that community has become a model for the recovery effort. But now we want to begin our coverage on the Jersey Shore. We've talked about them a lot lately, and for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, the recovery effort isn't even close to complete. Life is far from back to normal, and just when it felt like the people who live there were getting close, they were hit with another disaster. Pix 11's Jay Dow was in Seaside Heights during the storm and for the days that followed. Right now, Jay takes you back to where he was when the ocean was doing its worst to the Jersey Shore.
It was the evening of Monday, October 29th, 2012. And the New Jersey Shore, as seen in video recorded by Monmouth Beach resident Jonathan Jockey, was simply not prepared for the force of Hurricane Sandy. One wrong move, and anything or anyone in its path, including our Pix 11 news crew, did not stand a chance.
Just a few minutes ago, the force of the water came over so high, it blew out the bricks that are lining the boardwalk wall, and you can see those bricks here. If we would have been standing here just a few minutes, pummeled us, and they're all over this street here in front of Pier Village, this new retail development here in Long Branch. Needless to say, it was reason enough for us to pack up and get out of there.
Sunrise that very next morning revealed the full extent of the damage. From the air, a tour of several shore communities, including Seaside Heights, looked more like a war zone.
There are homes in the middle of Route 35. Off of their foundations. The amusement pier at Seaside Park, the Bog Flume and the roller coaster in the ocean. No, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Residents spent their days and nights recovering what was found and rebuilding what was lost. But these days,
we're here.
Bartender JoJo Hughes, who works at the Beachcomber Bar and Grill in Seaside Heights, is spreading the only news that people want to hear.
A couple prayers have been answered here.
The Jersey Shore is still open for business.
It's nerve-wracking, but I know, I have that feeling it's going to be up and running, and you know what? Maybe just a little bit better.
And while progress is visible, it's also slow going. Those boardwalk paver bricks that almost crushed this reporter and our Pix 11 crew have since been replaced. But JoJo's boss at the Beachcomber, Mike Carbone, says the crowds are still missing.
We lost all of our winter business because of the storm, and then the summer was very weak because we didn't have a lot. We only had day business. We didn't have a lot of night business because of the storm. People didn't move back into their homes, and then as soon as the summer was over, we got hit by a fire.
That's right, a fire, a big one.
Redispatch my company for a confirmed fire at the boardwalk.
The blaze started in a frozen custard shop at the end of the boardwalk and quickly spread north thanks to strong winds, incinerating one business after another. It was a disaster, and Carbone could only look on helplessly as the fire approached his bar with disturbing speed and intensity. When the smoke cleared, his bar was still standing, the result of lucky timing.
This business here was just recently updated with all the brand new codes. It has a new sprinkler system. We had all the double 5/8 sheetrock, so it was brought up to current standards so it could withstand a fire.
You're about ready to teach an entrepreneurial destruction recovery course now.
Well, it says on the door, it says the Beachcomber's open all year long, no matter what. No matter what, no matter what, we're here.
You can say that now.
Yes.
Jersey Strong. It's a term that symbolizes this area's ongoing struggle to rebound, not just from Hurricane Sandy, but this fall's fire, which took out several blocks of boardwalk. It's a 1-2 punch that, as you can see, many businesses simply did not survive. But family-run operations like the Beachcomber Bar and Grill here in Seaside Heights have provided some much-needed inspiration to anyone who doubts this area's ability to bounce back. 1 year after Sandy, construction crews have cleaned up much of the mess. Homes have been renovated or rebuilt, and those charred lots in Seaside will eventually make way for a new boardwalk with new businesses. What will not be replaced?
It's an oasis, yeah? Then you look out there right now and you get the boat passing through. How beautiful.
Is the sense of hope and optimism that kept New Jersey Shore natives like JoJo Hughes from throwing in the towel, even in their darkest hours.
I'm telling you, there's your guardian angel up there, and every day I pray, and I'm one of those people that's never gonna say, I don't wanna go to work today.
In Seaside Heights, New Jersey, Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you watch that video and it takes you back to that day. And I'll never forget in my neighborhood in northern New Jersey, just driving around when the storm started to kick in and immediately trees started falling on cars and I'm watching neighbors' cars get crushed and the power starts going out. And I remember driving around and thinking, boy, this place looks like a war zone. But then when you turned on the television and you saw what was going on at the shore and in Queens, it was a whole nother level of devastation. I remember saying, man, oh man, we're lucky compared to what was going on.
Yeah, absolutely. When you say the word community, it is synonymous with the Jersey Shore and what they've been through. And it's 12 months. And if you look at the rebuilding and what really needed to take place out there, I remember sitting in the studio watching, every half hour new video rolling in of one area devastated after another and what they've done to really rebuild that area to get it back to where it is, and there's so much more to go. We're just getting started really with our look back at the year since Superstorm Sandy left the scars on New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, when we come back, Pix 11's Arthur Sheehan goes back to the hardest hit part of Queens. 1 year ago, Broad Channel was underwater. Breezy Point was on fire.
Plus, it's a city by the sea that looked like it had been washed away. Now, 12 months later, we go back to Long Beach, a community that mostly looks like it had never even heard of Sandy.
And a little bit later on, like Band-Aids on a shotgun wound, a lack of respect for the ocean could mean the city won't be ready for the next storm. We're talking to an engineer about what it's going to take to get New York truly prepared for another Sandy. You're watching a Pix 11 News special, Hell and High Water, 1 year later.